Welcome sports fans, welcome rugby fans, welcome Army rugby fans to Warrior Field here at the Anderson Rugby Complex. My name is Mike Eisenhart, and I'm going to be bringing you the live action of today's matchup between Cal and the hosts, Army West Point. It's a pleasure to be with you on this crisp spring day, not quite spring day, here at Anderson. It's got a little bit of a chill in the air as we wait for this great matchup between two storied programs who are going to be meeting here at Anderson on the turf for the first time. We'll be bringing the lineups shortly and all the live action, the anthem, and all of the day's events as we get ready. In the booth with me today, joining me on the mic is Chris O'Brien, who will be giving you some analysis as we go along. Chris, welcome.
Mike, how are you? Great to be here. Fantastic day for rugby this afternoon. Looking forward to an incredible game here between Cal and Army men. So shout out to everyone watching from back home. We hope to bring you a great game. And as Mike says, we should be getting going here momentarily.
So while we wait, we're going to go ahead and put the lineups on the screen and make sure that you can see those. First, Cal. Oliver Kirk will wear the 1 jersey, Alex Vieira in 2, Cade Christ in 3, Tulai Tuamani in 4, Byron Finley, the senior, in 5, Bryce Mutler in 6, Ryan Wenstrom in the 7 jersey, Oliver Teague in the 8. In the backs, it'll be Solomon Williams, the senior, going to Rand Santos, Massey Coy on the wing, McCall DeBeer wearing the center's 12 jersey, Max Threckald, the 13, Jack Bizio, 14, and Oliver Newell in the back. And for your Army West Point Knights, it's going to be Tariq Adams, Andrew Bardak, the captain, and Phil Roll up front. George Engels and Liam Walsh in the seconds. Robert Knight, Luke Lentfer, Landon Duffy in the back row. It'll be Gamboa to Schrichty in the halfback area, Jack Reed on one wing, Matt Leslie wearing the 14 on the other wing, and then in the centers, Chance Loudenback and Court Schmidland. In the back, it'll be the vice captain, Howie Heller, and a host of finishers, including Luke Johnson, Isaac Carter, Gabe Savage, Landon Lasky, Jacob Botterini, Dylan Liskey, Porter Keebler, Noah Sanchez, and possibly John Hartford. So we're going to go ahead and hold there and bring to you the action shortly. Thanks again for joining us here on Night Vision. All right, so we're just about ready for the run out. The Army tunnel is formed. Chris, let's talk about this game today. I mean, there's a lot really to talk about. These are two really storied programs, and probably the first storyline of the day is that Coach Matt Sherman here at Army West Point is a product of the Cal program. So Cal, a program that has produced all sorts of accolades over the years, but an interesting twist, of course, is the fact that now the coach was one of the halfbacks there at Cal years ago. So that's something that I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Sherman about, but I'd love to sort of hear that. There's something to be said that. The music is starting, and so we think that that means the run out will be here shortly. And it looks like here come the Army Black Knights. Another storyline today, which I think is an important one, is Cal is coming off a very big win against Navy. So we, of course, were here for the stream when Army played Navy in an absolute battle, and Army was clipped right at the end to Navy, leaving Navy as the #1 ranked team in the country.
Yeah.
Navy goes out to Cal, and Cal takes the win, holds off, a couple of yellow cards down, and holds off to get the win, which shakes things up in the playoffs. Walking into the month, it's Cal ranked 4, Army ranked 5. Presumably Cal goes up the rankings, having knocked off Navy. Looks like the groups are lined up for the anthem, so we'll go ahead and put the mics down once that starts and bring to you the anthem.
Please stand for the playing of the national anthem. Enjoy this afternoon's match.
And with the anthem done and in the books, we are about ready to get this game going. So yeah, Chris, we'll pick it up from where we left off there. That second storyline is a big one, which is that Cal hosted Navy and got the win, and that's a big win because that shakes up the playoff picture. And of course, Army here with Cal at home has to really be looking forward to a good matchup and feeling good about the day, possibly getting that win and further shaking things up and changing the playoff dynamics. All of that here in spring rugby to open up the season of the spring, and it looks like Cal will kick off.
Yeah, looking like an amazing start here today. Sun just came out in the last 20 minutes. Nice chilled wind in the air, but you know, the beautiful new turf here at Anderson is about to host one hell of a game here. It was these two amazing teams are going to come together for. I mean, we'll see what happens. We know Cal over on the East Coast here again for 2 weeks in a row, but hopefully today is Army's day. So looks like they're setting up there in the backfield now. Kickoff coming up.
Referee is at the center, and the whistle's blown, and we're ready to go. It's going to be Santos with the kickoff. Goes to the left side of the screen, and it is fielded cleanly. Little contact there. Now the ball looks to come out. Pick and drive off the base. Referee says that's a penalty. You were offsides. So right off the bat, referee is establishing the line of the gain line there and saying get on that back foot. This could be Heller with ball in hand, looking to find touch. And does so. So we'll see the first set piece, which will be a line out to Army. Just on their side of the half, so let's call that 2 meters from the midline. And Bardak looks to bring the ball in. They decide to go long and get to the back, form a maul, and immediately get some ground. Bodies are joining. Cal coming in looking for the stop. Referee has the arm out.
Cal not overcommitting here to the maul, and obviously that's giving Army an extra couple of yards here as they come up past the 10-meter.
So Army gains 12 meters with that maul. Now it looks like it's come to a stop. Have not seen referee give any signal to Gamboa to play it. And referee says it's going to come back for a penalty. So stalled out, brought back for a penalty. Did not see the call on the penalty, but possibly someone in an improper bind or coming on the wrong side of the maul. There's certainly an intricacy there. So again, it's Heller to the side, and the line out will form for a second time as we get underway here.
Will be interesting to see what Army do here in these lineouts. I mean, this is the second one so far in the first couple of minutes, and they went long on the first. A lot of tall Cal players there in that first pod, so.
Bardak goes to the front. It looks like it's interrupted and possibly goes Cal's way. Referee says that was a knock-on, first by Cal, in which case now we'll see the scrum. So that is something that you bring up a good point. On paper, Cal is a physically large team, big bodies out there. So the scrum, the line out should be their advantage. So we'll see if Army can stay low, get in good body position here and get some leverage.
Just outside the Cal 22 here. First scrum of the game.
Looks like in the backs, it's Loudenbach who is leading as the point. And Schrichty on the inside, still in that first receiver. It is Loudenbach who brings it out now into the width. That's Heller. Gamboa brings it to the right. Good pressure there. Now the ball out again. Cal doing a good job of trying to create defensive pressure, but committing penalty after penalty. Gamboa thought about going quick, did not like what he saw, and decided to pull up. Conversation here by the referee, possibly having a chat with the captain to say, look, we've started. We've been 2 minutes into the game here, and you've got multiple infractions, so let's make sure the discipline issues get cleaned up.
Looks like Army going to take the kick here for the points. Early in the game, good to get on the scoreboard.
Heller has signaled for the post, and the tee is out. And so Army will attempt to be first to strike and get on the board. I'd call that about 35 meters, maybe, somewhere in there, 37 meters, and relatively straight on. Slight breeze coming at us, but certainly well within Heller's range. Kick is up, hits the post, but goes through, and Army is on the board with 3. Little moment of pause there by the crowd as it hit the upright, but bounced the right way, and we see it at all levels. I think we saw it last week with Italy, so that works out okay in Army's favor, and it'll be Santos who brings the ball back to Army. Again, for those at home who maybe don't know the game so well, in 15s, you receive the ball after scoring, and so Army will start again. Catch is made. Ruck is formed. And the contact area is there by the base. Army trying to inch it forward. Now Gamboa looks possibly to set up for the box kick. Body line says yes, and now the ball is up and over. It's a little long, which gives them some time to play, but Army's down there quickly and able to set the line of defense. So now Cal will have their first attacking opportunity. Big pressure forward, and they're met. Ball is loose, but picked up and dealt with, and another big hit onto the pile. And now the ball is bobbled backward, the referee says.
Yeah.
And now the scramble is on. This is Newell.
Army definitely early up there in
Taken
terms
down,
of defense. Yeah.
lost again. This time it is a knock-on. So Army with the early energy on defense, and the hands a little jittery there by the Golden Bears.
Army certainly setting the tone here this morning or this afternoon. We're still in the morning, right? In terms of pressure here, you know, there's a lot of pressure on that Cal team. They were going backwards even with ball in hand there for the last 30 seconds or so of play. So important for Army to keep this up.
So in the middle of the field, Army showing a split back setup, 3 on each side. And on the left side, it's Schmidlin. And going to reset that scrum. Nothing nefarious, says the referee. Just get reset and let's get these binds worked out. Gamboa with ball in hand. And there's the call. And now the set. Looks stable, ball is placed. Army driving, gaining something. Arm is out, so the penalty is on. Gamboa able to pull that in, and it's Schmidlin who brings it forward. Gonna play the advantage on the scrum. Ball looks available. Now it comes out. That's through Engels. Now the little chip over into the corner, and it rolls into space. Gonna probably come back for the penalty now. And we'll see what the decision is, and here it is. And once again, it looks like Heller is going to point to the sticks. Referee continuing to reset the mark, so that has not changed things, and it does look like it'll be the vice captain trying to make it 6.
Army with a statement scrum back there a few moments ago, not giving up on the shove, getting a couple of yards, holding on to before they released and then getting to the corner. But as we see here, we're coming back for hopefully 3 more on the scoreboard for Army.
This one a little bit shaded right of the posts. It's up, and it's good. So Army capitalizing on some key penalties in bad positions and has to feel good about the start. The idea of coming up and putting lots of pressure and trying to create those pressure moments seems to be working out. Santos will have the ball again and restart this thing again. Now the ball is up. Looks to have gone deeper this time into the corner. It's fielded. Some space. And now the ball is up. That could have been Leslie looking. It's brought in. They're going to look to redirect and bring it on the other side of the field. Now out through the centers. That's De Beer, who's brought down by Loudenbach. A little bit of a choppy pass. And now Army is hands-on. Will the Jackal stand? Seems to have lost feet, but so that one unfortunately had the ball, Bardak, and then just lost his body height. And so it becomes a diving over penalty. Santos in the middle of the field will look to find the edge. Does so at around the 40-meter. Now the line out. Referee going to reset that. Possibly just a question about the channel there or the mark. And Cal with some conversation going to reset things.
Definitely Cal, although they're just inside the Army half here, we definitely want to tidy up their passing there. A lot of sloppy drops in the last couple of minutes and they're under pressure. So
they go off the top on the long ball and try to play the inside ball. Army there in good shape, and now it's back to work. We'll see if the pressure defense can hold. That one was solid, came up and made contact behind the gain line. Once again, there's the double tackle. Army, Cal driving on through Oliver Kirk. The inside ball, that one was pretty slick, and that is going to result in the first Cal strike for 5.
We're just going to go back for that replay there.
So you can see scrum half does a nice job. Certainly a scripted move there. You saw that fullback coming in and does that little drop back pass on the inside, which is dangerous if you're not paying close attention. That one was. So Cal will try to take their first lead of the day with a kick in front of the sticks. And it is up and good. And so, after 11, it's 7-6. Exactly what we would expect from these two teams. Just attack after attack, and now it will be Army's turn to kick off. And restart this game. It's Schrichty. Ball is up, goes to the right. It's fielded. That's Coy. Nice little offload, and now the ball's recycled quickly. So it looks like Cal has made the adjustment of really trying to play some quick ball, get Army on the back foot. It's fielded, the kick, brought back in. Now a little dummy fake, and now some space. Leslie tripped up, now the ball available. And referee says, yeah, you came through the space. So Leslie with a real smart play there, knew he was isolated, kind of threw the ball back, and whoever was coming in did a nice job of trying to create that ruck. Did not catch a number, but that could have been a broken play. Now the ball to touch.
Just outside Cal's 22 here for this next lineout. And averaging a little over a point a minute so far, so we have a game in our hands.
Captain brings it, and it's fielded. Ball is formed. The referee says, that one is not straight. So Cal will have the decision to make. And it looks like they choose scrum. So scrum goes to Cal. This will be their put. When Army had it, they certainly drove hard. We'll see what if they lock it out or if they drive hard here. Laudenbach and Schmidlin, but it's the 9 who picks it up. Not held in the tackle, now looking for the offload. That was Williams. Now the ball out. That little offload flat ball there, certainly seeing it. Ball recycled quickly through Santos. Into the hands of De Beer. Referee is looking, and there is the steal. Says you don't need the penalty because you took the ball. And Schmidlin comes up with the ball. The box kick over the top, that creates some pressure, and it is out in the corner. And so Army, you're going to try to play some territorial game here and push them into some pressure, possibly steal a line out. So real good work there by Court Schmidlin to get his hands on the ball and stay with it, bring it out. Referee said, you have it, pull it out, and he did.
Army playing smart here with the box kicks and gaining ground almost every time, so.
Cal goes to the front, sets the maul, it breaks off, and it is taken. So Bardak with a great hit there to peel off. And now it's Reed looking for space, and referee is not sure. No signal here yet. Jack Reed believes he had it. Looks like just about everyone believes he had it, except, and there is the try. Referee waiting for some confirmation, understands the game and the gravity of the situation, double checks with the AR. AR confirms it. That is 5 for the Black Knights.
Great end to a run of play coming off that line out. Army were hungry for that scoreline.
Yeah, got to give the winger, Jack Creed, some credit there. I mean, just cranking the legs along to drive that pile and get that ball down. Well done there.
I didn't get the number of a support player who helped keep him driving forward there as they pushed through to the line, but fantastic piece of play.
Heller lines up for the points. Try to make it 13. Kick is up, and that one just goes left and unfortunately does not add the extras. So the score remains 11-7 with the field clock showing 6:28 gone. The quick go. Cal pulls a Finn Smith and tries to put that one in quick. Army not 100% ready for it, but able to adjust. But certainly in some deep territory there. We'll have to make some decisions on how to get out of it. Going to try to get themselves some position. Cal real hungry for the ball, challenging the ruck. Now set for the box kick is Gamboa, who puts one over the top. It's fielded, bobbled, backward again. Now the ball comes out. Good solid hit, and Army will get back to work near the 40-meter line. Ball comes out to the left. That's number 6, Mueller. Now out, looking for some space. It's Threkheld out into the space, but Army there. Hands were on, but able to knock it off. A little bit of a charge down there. That looked to me to be possibly Knight with hands on ball, but referee says we're going to come back for a penalty. And the 9 is ready for the quick tap in Williams. Referee signals offsides on Army, and now some decisions being made. Some conversation, and it looks like they will try to go to the corner through the boot of Santos.
Cal feeling confident here. They could have got within one if they had gone for the post and made it, but...
Ball finds touch just inside the 22-meter. And Cal looks like they will trust the lineout, which so far has been working well. Show the front, but go to the back. Little bobbled. And now peeling off is the 8. Teague, the senior, now off to the left. Big solid hit in the center there. Now they're going to change the field, coming to the right. Army once again with a double tackle, really trying to get that dominant tackle established. Out into some space is the flanker.
Oh, and
Wenstrom, and pushed into touch.
Great work there. I think it was double tackle there that managed to keep that body moving and get him into touch. Ideal timing for that also.
The crowd pleased by that. The Army crowd pleased by that, as they should be. Now the line out in quick. Once again showing Maul. And Gamboa with hands on the ball now brings it. Crossed. Looked like Loudenback. Little bit of space, but not much for Lentford. Sounded like a whistle, but we're playing on. Box kick is gotten a hand on it. It charged down.
Ball is
and
loose.
now
Yep.
Good chase, but referee says we're going to come back for a penalty. And not quite getting the call there. Could be a intentional knock. So once again, Cal will look to go to touch and try to set up the line out, possibly to Maul in the corner. They find touch, 7 to 10 meters out. And the ball is in and brought down. Maul is shown, not gaining much momentum. Army expected and ready for it. Cal still trying to move it forward. Referee commenting. Now the ball is loose, and it will be a knock-on that goes the way of Army. So that is a critical kill there on the ball in a really, really tough spot. And so Army, again, feeling good about that.
Good game so far for our referee in the center here. It's been very fair in terms of all the calls today.
Such an important part of the game, you know? I mean, it's just something that it can change the dynamics of a game, and of course it shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
If we're going well, we don't even know you're there. So the Army scrum call rings out. Referee says that one dropped on both sides, no infringement, and we'll do it again. Army's already won one penalty on the scrum, looking for another. That'd be a great way to get out of some dangerous territory here. So a quarter of the way gone, and we've got an 11-7 score line. Army with 1 try and 2 penalty kicks. Cal with 1 try, 1 conversion. Once again, the scrum sets. And looks stable. Now they break off, and here comes the kick and exit. And touch is found. That's a good exit by Army and brings it up to about the 40-meter. Now Cal will get back to work with their line out. Look to the back, and it's easily brought down. And now out to Santos. They swing it wide. That looked close to an obstruction. Referee says we're okay. Now bring it across to the left. The width, that one's over the head of Coy and finds its way into touch. Army will now get their line out on the other side of the pitch. Wind picks up a little bit. A little gust here. Some white caps on the water, but Army is able to grab that and pull it down. Maul collapses, referee says, on its own weight, so no penalty there. And now Army will get back to work.
Army definitely going for the quick throw-ins here on the lineouts. Last few have been very quick off the set. And definitely want to keep this game moving.
Well, it's one of those new law changes that can be an advantage, right? So if your line out gets up in the air and the other team doesn't contest, the throw doesn't have to be straight.
Right.
So certainly that's something that Coach Mizell, I'm sure, takes advantage of. Now Cal looking for some space, matched well by the Army backs, is the 14, Bizio. In for that short pass, met with good contact. And driving on is Cal. Still looking. And once again, the latch and drive, but the ball spills. Cal able to grab it, but that's going to be a knock-on that goes the way of Army. Referee going to have a conversation, it looks like. The time is off. Not quite sure. We don't have a mic, but looks like possibly some blood, maybe. And just going to get checked out. Water making its way to the field, so could be the water break, which would be the right time, but typically not implemented unless it's warm outside, which up here it doesn't feel warm. So
no, I'm feeling that breeze in my face. I feel like reaching for my jacket right now, but I'll tough it out.
So what are you seeing so far, Chris? What do you like? What do you think needs to be improved upon?
I think Army are certainly not shying away from the contact, which we would expect anyway. I mean, even though physically the Cal players, are taller in key positions, Army are definitely up in their face every time, which is great to see. And I mean, the scoreboard says it all right now. Although Cal have settled, I think, in the last kind of 10-15 minutes from a very loose game in the first few from them. Army are also well into their stride by now, and defense is holding very well. So
I would agree. It looks like Cal can be dangerous if they get the ball into the open field. You can see they're trying to have that happen, and Army is holding a real good shape. Gamboa looking at the ball, making some decisions, but Army just driving on. They're gaining.
There's a lot of confidence in their scrum right now.
They are really driving this thing. Now it's awkwardly kicked and somehow lost. Unfortunate, and now they're going to have to scramble across. Well played there. That could be Heller, who just comes up with an absolute gorgeous play.
Cal are at 6s and 7s trying to defend this right now. They're inside their own 22.
Inside the 22, the hit is made.
Swarming them, yeah.
And now a huge territory gain. I mean, that was an impressive play. We'll see if it exits here. Cal says we're going to try to attack, and it's Coy, who is a dangerous runner in space. who gets the ball out, but that one's knocked in a critical space again. And the Cal hooker is frustrated about that one, rightfully so.
Army pressure definitely showing some cracks here in this Cal defense. They are really making some unexpected mistakes, I think, from knock-ons to missed passes and things. So they will really want to try and settle this down fast.
So I got to tell you, I don't know if Heller planned that or if it was just an instinct, but he got his foot out, was able to kick the ball forward and then make a play out of it and gain about 60 meters in the process. So,
yep, just
nice
outside the Cal
work.
22 here now for this scrum. Methinks they won't hold this scrum as long as they did the last one.
Yeah, fair point. That was unfortunate because they were just driving it along. It just happened to clip a foot and go forward. Now Gamboa brings it out through the centers. It's Loudenbach and Schmidlin. Now it's out. This is Angles. Big man drives on and gains a couple. Gamboa digging it out. Dummy runner, Bardak in. Brings into the 22. And now, as they say, it's points or penalty, and here we go through Duffy. Gamboa looks. That's Knight. Nothing doing on this side, brings it across. Little chip over the top, uses the height of Schmidlin. And that one, unfortunately, looks to have been knocked, but maybe we're coming back for a penalty. So real smart play there. Court Schmidlin is 6'5" in the centers. That's certainly an advantage if you can put that thing up over the top, and that was a good read. But now it looks like it'll be Heller once again in front of the post just outside the 22. It's going for the sticks.
Yeah, if he can slot this one, which we'd be feeling pretty confident he's right in front of them, that he could put the need for Cal to put another converted try on the board just to tie it up so far.
Crowd prepares. Good respect for the kicker, nice and quiet. And Heller kicks. And unfortunately hits the post. That is a live ball. Smartly it is touched down, and so that will be a goal line dropout. Santos with a real heads-up play to know that a penalty kick is live. So the goal line dropout must travel 5 meters. Oh, actually, it's a 22-meter dropout. That's correct. This one does not have to travel anything. It just can go over the line. It's bobbled there, now picked up. And it's Adams who will drive it on. Cal over it, but Gamboa able to dig it out. Now swung through. Handled and brought again. The quick pick. There's some space here. Big hit on Angles, but he drives into the 22, sets the ball nicely. Great groundwork to get there. And now buys his teammate Knight some time. Some hands in there, but our referee missed it. And now, once again, it's Duffy. Gamboa looks. Not a bad thought there. Looks for some space. That's Schrichty.
Schrichty seeing the gap there very quickly, straight up.
Continue to drive his Army. Now inside the 22 again. Now looking. Ball is lost, but not forward. Now out to space. It's Leslie who's going to have to really work. He's by himself. Great groundwork and Army there. Now able to drive on. 2 meters out in the corner. Now it's work. Here's the drive on. Not a lot doing there. Gamboa swings it. It's held. It's pulled back in by Loudenbach. Little bobble, but pulled in. It's available. Now once again inside the 5 meters. That looked to be a little bit offline of the channel, but referee says we're playing on. Still lurching forward his Army, trying to find some space. A great launch by Cal, but what a wonderful latch. And referee says that one is a knock. So that's an unfortunate way to end there inside. It'll be a 5-meter scrum, goes the way of Cal.
Big scrum here for Army now if they can try and win this back at the head. An incredible position right in front of the post, right?
Some substitutions coming on. And it looks like Coach Sherman will go to the bench and bring in Carter and Savage, as well as possibly Liskey. So I think he's going to be happy with Phil Roll, the freshman, and Tariq Adams, the sophomore, getting them through 30 minutes. And this is a strategy that we've seen before to bring in some experience off the bench. Critical scrum. And there is the drive, and they just eat it up, but the ball comes out. Now they're gonna have to make some open field tackles. And there is the ruck. That was a smart play by the Cal 9 to get that ball out of there, because Army was just eating lunch there in the scrum. Little bit of a jump there by the 8, but the box kicks finds touch at around 35 meters. So Cal relieves some pressure with the box kick. And now Army will get back to work with their line out through the hands of the captain, Bardak. To the back they go. That one's pulled in nicely, and now the ball is formed, but it comes back out to Bardak quickly. That's Isaac Carter getting a few. Gamboa looks, brings it back out to the left through Bardak. Now looking for some space. That's the try scorer Reed. Now out through Liskey. Once again, now out again. Big shot comes across on Duffy. Not able to dislodge the ball though. Gamboa plays on. Loudenback. Now the latch and drive. Angles. Gamboa takes it himself. That is off feet there, looks to be off feet, and referee lets it play on. Cal gets away with one there and might be able to relieve some pressure. That one's bobbled but brought back in. Now, Gamboa was a little aggressive and he lost his feet, rolled out of the space. Looking for the poach, but now Cal will battle back. Such an important part of the game, you know, call doesn't go your way, cannot even wait, just can't do anything but get back into the next play, and Army shows that sort of ability and discipline. Looking for box kick is Cal. Now it's up and over. The charge down was close. It hangs up there, it's contestable. And that one bobbled around, no knock on there. Referee says you were in the wrong position and on the ground. And so the penalty goes to Cal.
That latch and drive for Army has worked so well all game so far. Their timing and they drilled that so hard. It's been gaining them yards every time.
So Santos brings Cal's line out to about the, let's call that 45 meter. And referee says we're gonna have the time off. Not quite sure. Maybe getting an assessment. We'll take a look and see if someone needs to be assessed by the trainer. But the water comes out and we'll get things squared away. So the field clock reads 33:38, and it does look like there's an assessment possibly on a shoulder. And this game has been everything we'd hoped it be so far.
Just for those of you back home watching, so although our clock on screen is saying 33:51 here, 33:38 is the actual field time clock. We're not exactly synced with it, so forgive us on those few seconds.
So 6.5 to play in this half, and Cal with an important line out here. Army's done a nice job of keeping the territory pressure. You can tell they're really trying to play the game in Cal's half, and so far it seems to be working out. Lots of real good pressure on defense and using those opportunities to advance the ball down the field. Looks like that could be Botterini joining the game, wearing the 20 jersey, and we'll see who goes off. So the lineout forms, and referee going to wait for this player to make his way off the field. Good to see him up and about, hoping he's doing okay. That could be Duffy stepping off. Good, strong minutes by Duffy. Now the ball is back in and the clock restarts. And Cal goes immediately out to Santos, who looks for space on the inside. A little offload to Coy. That one is going to try to use the advantage of the big try zone. And that is a try. So Massey Coy able to use the depth of the try zones here at Warrior Field, put it on his foot, chase it down, and get it dotted down. Dangerous player, great speed, and that kick landed about where he wanted it. So Cal now able to take the lead for the second time today and bring it to 12-11. Kick just inside the 15-meter line as far as the width, and Santos sets up on the 22. Kick is up, and the flags are up. So that's going to add 2 more to the score line and make it 14-11. With 35 minutes gone here in the first half of this big-time matchup. So Army will get back to work. We'll kick the ball, and we'll try to get some pressure on Cal in these remaining 4.5 minutes before the half. Ball is up, and down into the 22. It's brought down by Cal, and now the ball out. Referee a little caught in the mix there, but able to bounce out. Cal goes backward on the double tackle, and the drive comes on by Army. So once again, big hit there in the center. That's great work and timed by Reed. Little show by Santos, saw the defenders and decided to hold. Now pushing through his Army, but the ball is available and played. And at the 22, met with the double contact again, this time with Botterini involved. Isaac Carter. Once again, Cal lines up for the box kick. It's up and over. Again, a nice short ball, possibly contestable. Gamboa is able to bring it down, and hands were on the ball, but lost it. Some frustration by Cal there, but now out through Heller, who's going to look to go over the top. Unfortunately, that kick is a little errant, and Coy makes him pay, pulls it in. And they're going to look to play quick on the corner. Pulled out. Cal back into the center of the field. Big tackle. Referee says we're okay, no dump there. And once again, the contact is firm and fast. Here's the pick on the corner. Once again, out to the left. Now it's stolen by Army. Did not catch a number. Could have been Loudenback. Still moving forward is Army. Trying to use that work at the base. Clock continues to tick, 37:50 on the field. Gamboa gonna look to put it on his foot. This time, no charge down. Contestable ball, real well done. And I don't know who has that. That could be Army's ball.
Could have
Brings
gone
out
either way
the cow.
right there, yeah.
That was real good work by both men in the air. Leslie up for it. Now the ball out. There's the kick over. Gamboa well positioned. Sends it back. And Santos looks to switch the field. Little chip over the top, some space. Got a player down. Gamboa looking, and possible no knock-on called there. Thought that clipped a hand. Once again, it's Massey Coy in the width. In the corners, Cal. We can hear the fire call coming from the far end by Coach Sherman, encouraging the players on. Cal looking to drive. A few meters gained by the big man inside the 5 meters. Now the work is really going to have to get done. Clock ticks at 39. Army currently playing a man down because of the injured player, and Cal able to slip through and get 5 more on the board.
Yeah, Cal getting into their stride now in those last couple of minutes. I thought, the first 25 minutes or so, they were going to struggling and under pressure at times, but definitely settling into their game here.
So that will bring the score line up to 19. And there may be enough time for another play after the kick. We'll see what the referee decides. Again, we've got a clock on the field, but I believe the official time is being kept on his wristwatch. Is up, and so are the flags. And that does signal the half. And so at the half, Cal pulls the swing in momentum, leading the score at 21-11. And there's a lot going on. Chris, what are you thinking for the second half? What are the adjustments that have to be made to pull this one out?
Yeah, I think Cal definitely taking confidence out of this first half now in the last kind of 10 minutes, getting those extra couple of scores to push the scoreline out to 21-11. But they were under pressure in that first, we say, 25 minutes or so. I thought, the constant in-your-face focus from Army was very impressive. 2 on a tackle sometimes. Not being intimidated at all by that bigger Cal pack. But as I said, I think Cal starting to take a little bit of confidence out of the last 10 minutes especially. And, a couple of unfortunate mistakes here and there. I thought Gamboa was great in terms of the last few minutes. We had to get right underneath those high balls. But unfortunately, Cal eked out another score there in the last minute. So.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's a couple of pieces there that are looking strong. I mean, Army's scrum looks great. Yeah, really dominating in the scrum. That was something we said in the beginning. I said in the beginning I did not expect. So kudos to the scrum there. They seem to be in real good position and getting their drive on. I think they're competing in the lineouts. They're winning their ball, but Cal is looking really pretty good. Their height is an advantage, and they certainly use it well. They have that well dialed in. And it looks to me like Cal wants to play this game in the open, and Army is really trying to control and use territory. And
right.
I think that suits both squads, and it's just going to be a matter of opportunities in the second half. Who gets the opportunities? We certainly see that when Army has Cal going backward, they look very dangerous. They got the ball moving, and they're looking for things and keeping the ball alive. I think that the ruck, for me, it looked early on like Cal was leaving the ball in the ruck a little too long, and Army was sort of blowing things up. And then they start to play that real quick ball and keep it alive, and that changes the game.
Yeah.
So that's certainly a stressor on the shape of Army's defense, but they seem to be up for it. So, I mean, we're getting our money's worth on this one. I mean, 21-11, the late score at the end makes it actually a little more lopsided than the game has been. I don't have the stats in front of me. I wish we did, but I would say possession has been pretty even, maybe even in Army's favor. So,
I think so too.
Yeah, so we'll pick it up. We're going to set the mics down. We'll take a little break, stretch our legs a little bit, and bring the second half back to you here at Warrior Field. Thanks again for joining us on Army Night Vision on YouTube. And welcome back, sports fans. Welcome back to Warrior Field. It's a pleasure to be back with you here, ready for the second half of action at Army West Point, where the Army Black Knights trail the Cal Golden Bears. 21-11 is the score line, and the referee has made his way back to the center, or is on his way back to the center. And we're about to get this second half rolling again. For those who might just be joining us, it's been a battle. Cal finished the half with some momentum with a late score there to end the half, which certainly puts things where they want it. Army has been working real hard and gaining an advantage, and it looks like we've got a substitution on the field. Clock has started. That could be Noah Sanchez with the ball in hand. Ball brought back out on the kick. Finds touch and then some, so Army will start this thing off with a line out. So Army has done a good job of winning their own ball, but Cal this time, commentator's curse, takes that one at the front. I will say Cal's line out is very, very strong, with Finley leading the way. Now the ball, a little bit of a pump there. Almost lost the handle, but now De Beer pulls it in and ball is recycled through Williams. They're gonna look to get it out into the width. And once again, Cal wanting to play out into the width and in the open spaces. Army looking to shut it down with the double tackle and gets another sort of drive through. Now Santos shows some feet and finds some space. There's the offload. And that one a little bit too much for Coy to handle, and it's going to find touch.
So shame there on that pass. We had a swat out earlier in the first half. Cal sending it straight into touch, but gives Army a bit of a breather here. They're under a bit of pressure there for the last couple of seconds.
Now Bardak sets up. And this time, it's Walsh able to bring it down, and the ball is on. Still moving forward. Gamboa has hands on ball, now decides to bring it through Loudenbeck. Schmidlin over, tackle never released, and now the ball is out. And Finley looks to wrap up Gamboa. Army does a nice job to secure it through Carter. Inside their 22. Now the punch is on. Just trying to get in position in some space. Set this up. And it looks like Gamboa going to try to relieve some pressure. Decide instead to go out to Heller, who brings it and finds touch easily at about 38, 39 meters. So Cal will get their shot at the line out with 2:30 gone in the half. They look to show long, and Walsh gets a hand on it, brings it down through Bardak to Gamboa. Leslie swings it to Heller. Heller looking for some space, gonna have to take it into contact.
Great take in that line out, just getting the fingertips to it.
That's a great offload to Bardak, who absolutely punishes Williams. That's a matchup you want all day if you're a hooker. See a scrum half in front of you. Good job by him. Now Engels. Hands were on, but a real good seal there work by Carter. Once again, Gamboa gonna look to get some territory through the foot. This time goes himself. That's a nicely contestable ball. Cal does a real good job of blocking the lane there. And, you know, in a legal way it seemed, but Army able to steal it, and Engels looking. Heller deep in the pocket. Lots of striped jerseys around. Just looking to get through some space. Done nicely. And it's Bottarini clearing it out. Ball a little bit offline, but able to pull it in. And once again, Army gets to work at the base. This time through Savage. Gamboa looking. Charge down attempt was mild. The ball is up again, contestable. And Army is asking for some clarification because it does not seem they feel like they have a line at the ball. So Cal doing a nice job of controlling the space on the contestable kick. Now the ball comes out and through the hands of Finley. Out into the width. That one's left into the space, still trying to keep it alive, and into touch. Now, who had possession? We're gonna find out, because the ball looked like it was being bobbled around, but that is signaled Army's way. So Army able to stifle that swing to the width. And now we'll look to set that quick line out. This time Cal looks a little more set, and Bardak will slow it down. It's taken well, not contested, and now the ball is on. And again, Army gains some meters. Referee looked to have signaled one stop, but now the ball comes out. Through Loudenback, Gamboa looking, brings it back through Bardak, the inside ball to Carter. Hands are on the ball, and then lost. Now the referee signals and says, you had it long enough, and that will be not releasing in the tackle, presumably. And so the poach is effective. Cal was calling for it. Certainly they had hands on the ball, and the counter ruck was in. They were calling for it, thought they had it, and late signal comes in, and they do, in fact, have it. 46 gone. And it looks like Santos will try to bring it into touch. Does so not quite. It's brought back in. Played well. And Army able to capitalize if they can exit. Gamboa suggests we set that base work a little bit and get some space here. So that one hung up in the wind, and Army able to make something out of it, looking to exit. Territory battle continues. Gamboa brings it through the left foot of Schmidlin. That one stays in, brings it to about midline. Now swinging out into the width. Leslie counting the numbers. Tackle is made. Double tackle on. This is the prop driving on Kirk. Referee says penalty, but not through the mark. The quick tap attempt. Can't fault the attempt there on the scrum half Williams, but not through the mark, says the referee. And so now Santos will make a decision. Into the corner. And this is typically where you would see the line out to driving ball. We will find out. It's up, it's stolen again by Walsh. Tapped. Army's gonna have to make a decision here. They decide to ground the ball. It was brought back in, says the referee, which means that it'll be a 5-meter scrum to Cal.
Walsh having some great plays there, getting fingers to their throws on several occasions in the last couple of minutes, really helping Army out here now as they're under pressure.
So tail of the first half, Army's scrum was fairly dominant. We'll see if they can get the drive on again here. And maybe even try to get that penalty. Call coming in. Now it's placed. Here comes the drive. It's turning a little. It's played. Calls for a knock-on from the crowd. A little bobbled there by the 8, but referee says we play on. Finley looking. Met with big contact there at the 5-meter. Once again. Still looking for some space is Cal. Now off the base. Some drive on the latch, now maybe 3 meters out. Now the ball comes out to the right. And that looks to be held up. Referee says it is indeed held up.
Great position.
Real
there.
good work by the centers to get under that. Did not see who that was. Referee says there was an offside penalty, so it's going to come back and be the quick tap and go here at the 5 meter. And once again, Cal gets back to work. So that one must have come in from the AR, and unfortunately, looks like Bardak a little slow to get up. Now, still driving is Cal. Met again, this time losing some meters. Ball still available. Once again, 4 meters out. This time it's Finley through. Referee says, now we're gonna have to decide on this one. Conversation coming in from the side. And we'll see if he was in position to make that play or not. Conference with the referees. The try is awarded.
Yeah, he was in a unique situation there, just ahead of where the ball was on the ground. Foot ahead and was able to reach back, pick that ball.
No try awarded.
No.
Obstruction
wow.
is the call. The our mistake was going in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
So, so that time the call did come in from the side, and it was an obstruction. Army was looking for that call and got it. Apologies to the crowds at home.
They had both of us. All right. We can't even police ourselves here, Mike.
Heller finds touch. A solid kick brings it up to the 40 meter, and Army relieves some real pressure. 51 says the clock, and now the line out. Little confusion in the line out, but now Bardak ready. Now it's up. It's brought down cleanly by Liskey. Ball is on, and it is churning. Still moving forward. This time Bardak a little isolated, but now the ball's available for Gamboa. Across it goes. Loudon back a step inside. Byron looked a little high there. Finley now regathered, and the penalty is made. So that could be, yes, indeed, high tackle. So it was over the shoulder. He tried to bail on it, but held on a little too long. And once again, it's Heller with ball in hand. So now Army on the attacking side of the half. Going to try to put some meters into the corner. And a nice kick brings it inside the 22, and here comes the line out. So Army really in the first time this half in really threatening position.
Yeah, their defense held really well there for the last number of minutes down on their own try zone, but let's see how things get turned around now in the next couple of minutes.
Now Bardak throws right to the front. And the referee says, that's a free kick. You were in the space. So what the question will be here. And the referee says Gamboa has to go through the mark, went a little fast there. Now it's a free kick, not a penalty, so they should not be going directly out. Okay, got a couple subs on the Cal side. Got Dealey coming in for Wenstrom and Comiskey coming in for Bizio. Now the ball out to Engels. Drives inside the 22. Gamboa brings it in the quick. Oh, that was a sneaky little move. Had that guy leaning. Possibly could have gone himself. Looked for Bardak instead. Inside the 22, the regather. And referee says that was a knock.
That was a shame. Yeah, I just saw that ball. He was trying to place it and pick it and go, but it just rolled out of his hands there.
That's unfortunate. That's an unfortunate spot there. You see the intent. I agree. The intent, right, is to place it for a second, then regather and drive on, and unfortunately, not able to do so. And so now Cal with the scrum, deep in their territory, will presumably look to exit. The question is, will they exit on the run or will they put it on their foot?
I'm going to question whether Army can push him back.
Yeah, Army
Just
Scrum.
like that.
Yeah, Army Scrum is up for the challenge. Williams pulls it fast, and now Cal decides to try to run out of the space. Does so in the first tackle. Ball was left in a little bit of a odd space. The referee says it was okay. Now Santos brings it. It's tipped. Heller going to have to make a play. It's an awkward ball. That's Sanchez, my mistake. And Army back to work inside their attacking half. Ball's available. Still looking for the latch and drive. Gamboa looks to put it on his foot. This one probably not the depth he was looking for. That one is brought down. The referee says that's a penalty. Now the ball comes out. Santos with ball in hand looking for some space. Got some numbers on the outside here. Player's gonna have to come across. And that one is gonna work out in Cal's favor. Coy into the 13. Threckle, the senior, who touches it down for 5.
Yeah, 11-13 for Cal there. Had great pace coming down this near side to us.
So unfortunately, a broken play there, capitalized. Santos, got to give him some credit for seeing the space and the numbers, brings it out to the left side. And once again, through the hands of Coy on the width. Very, very dangerous player and has made more than a couple plays here today. Santos drives it through for 2 more, bringing it up to 28-11. So that one you can feel was a bit of a momentum pull, and that pulls some of the, unfortunately, pulls some of the energy out of the crowd. Army going to have to try to get some momentum back in. It looks like some more substitutions, and it looks like Gamboa is making his way to the side. We'll see if we can get who the replacement is. Possibly Porter Keebler. Ball is up through Sanchez, goes long, but into the corner, and it is met. Now the ball comes out. Big double tackle and driven. Carter involved. Ball out into the width. Again, Cal showing some numbers. Coming across is the Army defense and does a nice job to come across and square up. Looked like Reed possibly with the attempt at the poach, not able to get hands on. Now the ball comes out. And Cal there with quick ruck speed to seal it off. Santos a little chip over the top, trying to find some dangerous space. There's the hop on the turf. It's really well taken by Heller to make the tackle there on De Beer. Now the look inside. Cal with some momentum. This is Kirk, the prop, who's going to dot it down under the posts and break this one open.
Yeah, Cal definitely in the stride now here in the second half. The forwards making some great movement.
So it's Oliver Kirk, the sophomore prop, breaking through and staying on his feet, able to drive that in and dot it down. 33-11 is the score line, and 58 and change gone here on the clock on the field. Santos adds the extras to bring it to 35. So Army regroups and heads back out for the restart. And they're going to try to find a new gear, a new formula, and maybe get back into the thick of this game. It's Sanchez with the ball in hand. Wind blowing a little. This one goes up. And it's Finley who's on the take. Once again, the tackle is there. Could have been Savage on the tackle. The tip ball through the hands, and again, on the run is Cal. Quick hands to Williams inside the space. Another set. Keebler there. And referee gonna have a conversation. Possibly more than just a conversation. Let's see what we've got here. Referee gonna talk to Bardak, the captain, and gonna ask. Looks to be going to the pocket. That is not what you want to see as an Army fan.
I wonder, was that the tackle that happened down in the Cal 22 just as they were exiting? Appeared to be on the edge of a potential dump tackle, but I can't hear what he said there.
So it looks to be that it's Kubler, the scrum hat. Wait, I need some clarification here. Are we talking 2 cards? 2 cards looks to us like possibly both Kubler and Sanchez walking off. We're going to try to get some clarification on that. The crossfield kick to Massey Coy is not pulled in.
Yeah, we're 13 on the field for Army right now, so that's a huge couple of seconds.
Yeah, wow, that is
here from the ref, right?
This is one I'll look back on and try to get some clarification. We'll see if we can get an answer for you at home exactly what the call was. I saw Porter Kubler in the space trying to get his hands on the ball. Maybe referee talked to him and said let it go, and he didn't. The time is now off, and we see number 19, Landon Lasky, enter the field for Liam Walsh. Time back on. Walsh looking very strong in the line out all day. Give credit where credit's due. Got up and stole a couple, which is certainly the job for the big man. So it's Heller who will act as a scrum half. Not a foreign position to him. Played there last year. The vice captain now looks to bring it. It's out through Loudenbach. Army playing 2 down for the next 10 minutes. That's a tricky business. They're going to have to keep the ball in hand and play real smart. This is Gabe Savage driving on. Referee says no hands. Finley went over the top and then bailed on it. Now Heller shows box kick. Gets some space on it, but it stays in. Massey looks to swing it across the field through Newell. And now into the space is Cal, who dodges and touches it down for 5 more.
Yeah, timing on the outside there, just drawing that defender, getting the last pass out, and then he's clear.
We'll see if we can get a number on the score. Could have been the 15, Newell. Looks like the 13, Max Threlkeld. Santos makes it 42. And with 63 and a quarter gone, the clock continues to tick, and Army will have to make some decisions on how to kill these yellow cards. Now the ball is up, driven into the corner. It's Massey who fields. And the ball comes out to the right. That's Kirk, the try scorer, barreling on. Santos with some space.
And numbers.
Smartly, Cal going to try to attack this two yellow card situation with plenty of space and numbers. Referee says that was not forward, and it's Williams who's going to put it down in the corner. So pretty textbook stuff there. When you're down 2 men, it's hard to match the edges. And Cal sees that and exploits the space, adding another 5 to the scoreline. Santos will line up for the kick about 5 meters out from the sideline, so just near the 5 meter, virtually on it, maybe even inside it. Sets up for the angle, maybe 2-3 meters beyond, so the 24 meter. No easy kick, but certainly a kicker with plenty of legs, so we'll see. Strike is up, looks to hang in the air a bit, but goes through. Wind caught it some, but plenty of leg. Santos true, and adds 2 more to bring the scoreline to 49.
Yeah, solid boot. Army looking to get the kickoff quick. Try and make the most of the last few minutes here in this game. I think we're at roughly around just under 15 minutes to go here.
Nothing doing there. Carter able to make the grab. And once again, Cal looking to find some space on the outside, use the numbers advantage. And this time they do. That could be Newell, the fullback. So I think there's going to be some frustration, unfortunately, for the Black Knights on this one. Those cards certainly hurt and change the tactics at which you can use, and that really plays to Cal's game. I mean, they've all day wanted to play in the open and swing that ball around and get the ball on the run, and now down 2 players, that opens a lot of space.
Yeah, definitely a very different half here. I mean, you know, as we all thought in the first 20-30 minutes, it was all Army's game. Kept Cal back even when they were up near their line, but the last couple of minutes has really changed here with those 2 yellows.
So wind in the face of Santos, but where he's lined up, certainly don't think there'll be a whole lot of trouble with this. And is once again true, bringing the scoreline to 56. Kick is up and 10. Massey once again fields. Engels thought about trying to get the poach. Once again, seen this one before.
You have a deja vu for sure on the far side there.
Once again out into the space is Cal. Got a substitution on for Cal. Looks like it's Schreckengaus, the freshman, who's going to come on and replace at hooker Alex Vieira. Now the ball swings out. Good contact. Williams changes the field, goes back to the right. And once again, now the ball is out into space. And back under the posts for another 5. So, Chris, I think, you know, these are the kinds of situations where character builders, as they say, right? Unfortunately, you sort of had things going your way and things change. I mean, what are we talking about there in the under the sticks? What are we talking about as a crew? And what's the captain saying in that situation?
I mean, he's probably wishing that this was a 70-minute game right now, but unfortunately we got another 11 and a half minutes to go. But I think definitely, you know, you noticed in that last play, Army definitely starting to get more players over to the far side, because obviously 3 quick scores back to back showed the, you know, how they were exposed there with the lower numbers. But even still, Cal are kind of playing games with them now at this stage, because they were bringing it back to our near side and then sending it back wide on the far, and, you know, again, another score. So the Cal players are definitely well on each other's heels in terms of support, and they're just playing games at this stage out here.
So the work to be done is now through Heller. Going to try to get down there and slow this ball down a little bit. Drives the ball deep. Again, Massey there, who takes in a few jerseys with him, and now the game has to become the shift. Williams looks near side. That one bobbled but backward. Now out to the right. Gonna have to really hunt for the ball here. Here we go. Back inside through the hands, couple of tip balls, and that one is knocked. So after a long stretch of one-way traffic, Army will get their shot at a scrum. And we'll see exactly how that happens. Referee signals water, and we'll go ahead and stop the clock. 70 minutes gone here at Warrior Field. So about 10 to play in this one, and unfortunately this one has become a lopsided showing. Teams really started quite even, and as a recap, I would say I was impressed with the physicality that Army was bringing. It was really creating some difficulties for Cal trying to move the ball, and lots of knock-ons in the beginning, lots of sort of jittery hands, and that was keeping the game even, capitalizing on quite a few penalties. Then as the first half wore on, Cal got into their groove, started finding the space they were looking for, was able to punch in a couple of tries, bring it into the second half, and really have opened the game up now with 2 yellow cards that are expiring, but if you're an Army fan, can't possibly expire fast enough.
Yeah, I agree. That last few minutes in the first half when Cal really got their stride and got those 2 quick scores, and really the game's just run away since then.
Looks like we're waiting for some players, maybe a substitution or a wardrobe change, and now a new player enters the game. We'll see if we can get that name and number for you.
Yeah, I think it was 11. Coy just went off there after an injury. Don't have a number yet on that replacement.
And we're getting word that is Speaker coming on for Coy. So Army with the scrum. Williams asking for the ball, and now Heller looking for it, and the penalty goes to Cal. So just about everything right going right now for Cal. They're very happy about that after being pushed around the field in the scrum most of the day. That time it goes their way. And the Cards have re-entered the game. And so happy to see those 2 players back on. Sanchez and Porter Kubler, the replacement 9. Santos goes. It is not into touch. And it looks like Heller going to try to find some space. Still looking. It's brought to the ground. Big counter ruck. Bardak's able to bring it. Now the drive on. Now the inside ball. Lasky. Kubler drives on. The strip attempt was there, but not successful. Now try to get some momentum back. Looks like we got a player caught at the bottom. Referee says he's not impinging. The ball is available. And once again, Army looking to drive on the bases. And now it's Porter Kubler who will look to put it on his foot. Decides to go the other way. And now out into the space is Heller through Matt Leslie. Kubler asking the referee if the ball is available or if the gentleman on the bottom is killing it. Now it comes out through Bardak. The latch and drive is good. Carter there to help. Now through Liskey, the hands of Heller. Goes back. Now out to the left. It could be Savage. No, Luke Johnson. Apologies. Now Kubler finds the foot.
Yours, Matt. Yours.
And Leslie goes up for it. That could have been a knock on, and referee says, no, it's more than a knock on. It's a penalty because you were off sides. Now Kubler takes it quick, brings it out to Heller. Heller sees the space, takes it himself, now looks. Schmidlin was available. Heller still on his feet inside the 22.
Heller with a force field around him there and getting up the field almost halfway.
Referee says your hands were on the ground. And so the penalty goes the way of Army. 2 balls on the field, and hopefully see that one come back off. And into the corner they go. So no quit here at Army. They're gonna, at the 74th minute, try to set this line out into the corner. Possibly set them all up. They've had some momentum with the maul, so if they can get it back going, win this line out cleanly, they'll be in possibly good shape. They fake to the back and go to the front. They pull it down. Here is the maul. It's got momentum. Still driving inside the 5 meter, still driving inside the 5 meter, and a statement try. The question is it scored? And yes, it is.
Definitely Army back here now. We're back up to 15. You can just see how difficult it was to try and defend against, 2 up on the Cal side there for that 10 minutes, but they came back on a mission.
Yeah, give credit to Cal. I mean, you have the numbers, you got to use them, right? I mean, you got that 15-13 advantage. It's a game of advantages all day. Heller strikes and is on line from outside. That's got to feel real good.
Yeah.
From the corner, 75 minutes gone, and Army shows that they're going to continue to push it down the field. I think that will be somewhat of a spirit lift there for the men in black. On that last play, we saw Williams, the scrum half from Cal, a little slow to get up, and it looks like Cormac Saint will come on for him. And Williams will call it a day, the senior with a real strong day. Santos with ball in hand. Brings it down. And it's Engels who goes up and is in the air, and now the ball is down. They show the maul right from the open space. Why not? Just keep it moving. And here it goes. Bardak joins, looking for the ball. Referee says you're offsides, let's get on. Now the ball out through Heller. A little bit of a chip over the top. Going to be a tough play for Santos off the foot, but is able to hack it through, and now it's a foot race. Heller does a nice job to clean it up, but loses it forward, and now referee says that was a legal strip, and Cal going to pick and go. Through the hands of Teague, the 8-man. This is Finley. He's had a good day in the line out and a couple of strong runs. Now the little chip through. And it's Bardak there to clean it up, but the referee says that is a try. That is some slick play by the fly half to see that little...
Unfortunate there for Army. They had numbers coming back to try and make that claim, but loose ball, and Cal were there to get that extra score.
We've seen Cal kick into the try zone twice today, and the weight of their kicks has been really phenomenal. I mean, they've sort of put it right where they want it. So kudos and hats off to the kickers. That's not an easy thing to do. And the kicking duties will be handed off to Cormac Saint. bringing the scoreline to 70. So we're in the waning minutes here, 78 on the clock here on the field. So 2 to play, and it's Sanchez with the ball in hand. And across the field it goes, just 10. Big collision and take by Engels. Quality work there by the big man. Now the ball comes out. Through the hands of Bardak to Sanchez, looking for some space, working hard. It's Kubler who brings it out. Savage. Kubler looking for space. Tests the A channel there. Now the ball out. Still punching forward is Army now across the field. Schmidlin. Quick pick. Kluber looking for space, loses the ball, and unfortunately it's going to go to the hands of Cal. That looked forward by a mile. Referee says yes, indeed. Come on back. But possibly a knock-on advantage they were playing there. So referee says Kubler lost the ball forward, which means it was a knock-on. They were playing the advantage, and then the ball was thrown forward, so it'll come back to the scrum to Cal. Clock in the final 30 seconds here on the field, so this could be last play. We'll see. Referee official will clock on his wrist, so we're not quite sure, but it'll be Cormac Saint with the ball in hand for Cal. Ball is in. Now it's out through the 8-9 connection into the space. This could be Newell, the fullback, looking, dancing. Now back it goes. Tackle is made. Once again comes out. Finley able to shed one, able to shed two, but not the third. And kick is on across the field, and that is the final whistle. And so here at Anderson Rugby Complex, with 80 minutes gone, the scoreline ends 70 for Cal. The Golden Bears on top of the Army Black Knights with 18. And so that leads us to the end for this game, this matchup, which started strong and unfortunately ended a little lopsided, but kudos to both teams on a hard-fought effort. All players who unfortunately went off with aches and pains, hoping they're okay. And we're going to leave it there with you. Thanks so much for joining us here on Army Night Vision. It's been a pleasure to be with you. We'll see you next time.
Hey, thank you.